Шановні пані і панове, вітайте рішення героїв, бійців Нацгвардії, які підняли прапор терористів, підняли прапор України над Слов'янськом 5 липня. Я запрошую зараз до слова пана Данила Клеха, керівника виконавчого комітету Самооборони Майдану і речника Центру підтримки добровольців. І, власне, наших героїв Андрій Тирон, командир другого батальйону добровольців Нацгвардії, Іван Журавльов та Василь Ковальчук, бійці Нацгвардії. Прошу вас,
National Guard soldiers.
Добрий день, слава Україні.
Glory to
Я
Ukraine.
зараз представлю ще раз хлопців і
I will
запрошую їх.
again
Ще хочу
introduce
наголосити,
the
що
guys and I will
другий
invite them.
батальйон
And I would
Національної
like to
практично
mention that the
в
second
повному складі
battalion of the
сформований з
National
добровольців
Guard
Самооборони
is
Майдану.
formed of
І
the
дійсно ці
volunteers
хлопці
of
дуже героїчно
self-defense of
зараз
Maidan. And
вели
these
боротьбу.
guys were
Ось
very
зараз ми
heroic.
повернулися
They
на
were
ротацію додому.
conducting,
І
they
зараз
were
командир
waging
батальйону
battles
Національної
there.
гвардії
And now
Андрій
the
Тирон
commander of the battalion,
розкаже вам
Andriy
декілька
Tiron,
історій,
will
розкаже,
tell
власне,
you
як
several
відбувалося, як
stories.
вони
Will
зайшли в
talk about how
Слов'янськ,
that was
перший
happening, how they
розвідвзвод
came to
другого батальйону,
Slovyansk, how they
як вони зняли ці
entered
прапори з
Slovyansk,
міськради
they
Слов'янську
removed
і
these
повісили там
flags
прапор України.
in Slovyansk and they
прапор
hoisted
Самооборони.
the
Запрошую. Андрій
flag
Тирон,
of Ukraine
командир
and the
другого
flag of
батальйону.
self-defense. Andriy Tiron, the commander of the second battalion.
Слава Україні!
Glory to Ukraine.
Хочу вам представити
I want to
своїх
introduce
розвідників.
my scouts.
Будь ласка, проходьте. Вони
Please
зараз
come.
представляться. Думаю, їх не треба.
They
представляти.
will introduce themselves. Kovalchuk Vasyl, Zhuravlyov Ivan.
Ну, з самого початку,
From the
скажімо
very
так, наш
beginning,
батальйон був
our
сформований
battalion was
за наказом
formed
секретаря РНБО Андрія Парубія.
according to the order
тих
of the
сотень
Secretary
самооборони, які
of the
побажали
National
долучитись до
Defense and
Національної
Security
гвардії.
Council Parubi, from the
Коротку історію
hundreds
вам
that
розкажу
wanted
про
to
батальйон.
join the
Батальйон
National
проходив
Guard. The
формування бойове
battalion
злагодження в Новопетрівці.
was
Під час
formed in
цього формування
Novopetrivci.
бойового злагодження
During this
хлопці різносторонньо
forming
пройшли
of the
підготовку, яка
battalion,
їм
the
згодом
guys had all
допомогла
the
при
training that
проведенні,
helped
скажімо,
them
бойових
in
операцій в
conducting
Слов'янську.
military actions in
Хочу
Slovyansk.
також,
I also would like
наголосити,
to
що
emphasize that
батальйон
the
і
battalion
надальше буде
in the
виконувати
future
своє
will
бойове
be
завдання. Ми зараз
executing their
щойно, буквально
tasks.
вчора повернулися
Yesterday we came back
з міста Слов'янська.
from Slovyansk.
Зараз батальйон
Now the
перебуває
battalion
у,
is
скажімо так, плановій відпустці. На 3 тижні,
on
після 3 тижнів ми будемо
vacations for 3 weeks.
І
In 3 weeks we will
будемо
get
виконувати ті
back.
завдання, які будуть поставлені
And
перед
we
нами.
will be
Зараз я хочу
conducting the
наголосити
tasks. We will be
про
executing
декілька
the
ряд
tasks
героїчних чинів
that we have
скажімо
to.
так,
I would like to emphasize some
бійців
of the
нашого
heroic
батальйону.
deeds of the
Зараз зліво справа від мене
soldiers
стоять
of my
ті люди,
battalion.
які
To the left, to the right of me, are those
безпосередньо
people who
піднімали прапор нашої
basically
України
they
над
personally hoisted the flag of
районною
Ukraine
адміністрацією міста Слов'янська.
on the
Більш
roof of
детальніше, я
regional
думаю,
administration of
розкажуть самі же свідки цього
Slovyansk.
і самі же виконавці.
And they will tell you about that in more detail.
Ну що ж, ми зробили те, що мали зробити.
We did what we
Нічого
had to do.
вчинили.
There was nothing heroic in it.
Ми мусили зробити.
We had to do it.
Що вам починати?
What should I
Те, що ми
start
провели
with?
розвідку.
We did some
Місто
scouting
Слов'янськ була проведена розвідка нами
in Slovyansk.
з приводу знаходження там
We
бойовиків.
detected the
Ось, ми переконалися,
militants
що вони
there.
відступають.
Then we saw that they are withdrawing.
Кіровоградського полку
And Kirovograd
та Хмельницького полку,
and Khmelnytsky
як провідники. Ми знаємо
regiments.
територію міста Слов'янськ.
We as scouts, we know Slovyansk.
Перевірили
We
наявність замінування.
went there. We looked at whether there are terrorists or
Піднялися
mines
міську раду.
there. Then we
Встановили
went
український
up the city council and we hoisted Ukrainian flag there.
Було піднесено, зрозуміло, було
Of
турбота.
course, we were full of
Тривога.
enthusiasm, but at the same time we were very much
Але ми зробили
concerned.
те, що ми мусили зробити.
But we did what we had to do.
Скажи пару слів. Хочу вам представити
Say a couple of
Ростов Іван.
words. Іван,
мого батальйону.
a scout of my
В
battalion.
трьох словах, щоб ви зрозуміли,
In
що
three words,
відбувалося,
so that you understand what was
Вже
happening.
можна розказувати?
I believe I can
Вже
tell
можна,
that
він проник
he
безпосередньо ще при
came
наявності
directly.
самих же сепаратистів,
There
терористів,
were
міста
separatists
Слов'янськ.
and terrorists
Він
in
безпосередньо
Slovyansk, and
очевидець
he
того, як вони збиралися,
saw
про що
how
вони
they
говорили.
were getting
І
together, what they were
я думаю, він
talking
вам сам
about,
розкаже,
I believe
в
he
якому
will
обліку
tell
він туди
you
зайшов і як він попав.
how he was disguised
словах
and
вам
how he...
Не буду казати, більш
got there.
детальніше Іван.
Ivan, please. Thank you.
Значить, командування батальйону поставило
The commander of the battalion
нам задачу
gave us the task to do scouting intelligence, to find out information about separatists. We went there. When we started to get all the data, gather data, I will not tell you all the details. Some of the soldiers were concerned. They believe that probably they will not be able to keep Slovyansk. They were in panic. With this data, we came back to the commander of the battalion. They approved our actions, and we entered Slovyansk with all the main forces into the building of the regional state administration. We were the first ones who went up to the roof of the building. We removed their flags, and we hoisted our state Ukrainian flag.
Насправді хлопці просто хвилюються, я вам напевно
The
більше
guys
детальніше
are
розкажу,
so much
як вони,
excited.
те, що
I
в мене
will tell
було,
you in detail.
бойове донесення, те, що вони робили хлопці під час того,
had
як піднімали
this
український прапор, щоб
report.
ви
The
розуміли,
guys
працювали
during
снайпери.
hoisting the
І
flag,
кожен
at
їхній
that
рух,
time there were snipers
скажімо
there,
так,
and
ми
each
підозрюємо, що був
movement,
в прицілі.
I believe,
І те, що не було,
was in
скажімо,
target.
зі сторони терористів
And the
пострілу
fact
по
that
тих
there
людях,
was
які,
no
скажімо, їхній прапор, це,
shooting
напевно,
from
було зумовлено з їхньою
terrorists
безпекою.
probably
Бо якщо б снайпер вистрілив
was
по комусь з них двох,
basically
то, мабуть, він би вже зразу і загинув.
probably if the sniper would shoot at
Як
any
бачите,
one of
такий
them,
ідеологічний
they would
момент, тобто
have
ти стріляєш
been
по тому, коли
killed.
твій прапор
You
знімаєш, значить ти
shoot,
гинеш. Або ти не стріляєш, дивлячись,
if you
як знімають твій
shoot at
прапор, і ти
someone,
залишаєшся живим. Видно,
whose,
ідеологічна лінія не допомогла їм.
removing
Хочу
your
також
flag,
розказати про
if you're not shooting, you stay alive. If you hoist
те,
your
як,
flag, you could be killed.
зведений загін нашого батальйону заходив в місто
So
Слов'янськ.
I would like to tell you how
Це відбувалась,
our platoon came
військова
into
операція,
Slovyansk. There was a
загальновійськова.
military operation.
Дехто з нашого батальйону прийняв
Some of
участь
our
в
guys
штурмі
participated in
всіма
the
відомі семенівських
assault
укріплень, які
to the
знаходяться в селі
Semenivsky
Семенівка.
fortifications.
Семенівка,
They
як
are
вони
in
називають, це
Semenovka, Semenivka village.
неймовірний оборонний комплекс,
That
який, скажімо, наші війська
is
могли здолати
just
2 місяці. перепрошую.
unbelievable defense complex,
У нас
and
теж
our
стався,
troops
скажімо,
were
такий
unable
казус,
to get it
підійшовши
for
до
2
моста
months.
через
When we
річку,
came
я
to
вже
the
не пам'ятаю
bridge
назву, він був
across some
розбомблений.
river,
Тобто
the bridge
близько
was
60-70
ruined. About
людей.
60-80
З технікою ми
people
просто
with the
зупинились біля
equipment. We
берегів цього,
stopped at the
цієї річки і далі ми
bank
просто
of
не
that
просунулися.
river, and we wouldn't be
Було
able to
прийнято
move
рішення, скажімо,
further.
зводити понтонні мости.
There was a decision
частина людей
made to
зводила
make
понтонні
pontoon
мости, а
bridges.
частина
Some
людей
people were making pontoon bridges.
В складі я
some
не буду
people-
називати просто поіменно,
I will not
прізвища
call
і
their
інші.
names.
Ми просто вирішили звести
We
рахунки,
decided
скажімо так, з
to,
нашими особистими ворогами. Щоб ви розуміли, кожний
Go
блокпост, на
and
якому
take revenge
знаходились бійці,
against our
нашого
personal
батальйону.
enemies, and you should remember
це був
that
постійний склад, так як з нашої сторони, так як і з їхньої сторони.
in
Тобто
our
по
platoon
нападу
and their
ми-
platoon there were
ми
same people.
виявляли почерк того чи
And
іншого.
when they were
Потім,
attacking, we
скажімо,
could
за допомогою
see
чи місцевих
the
жителів, чи
handwriting of this
безпосередньо
or
вони
that
самі виходили
person,
на
and
контакт,
then the
представлялись.
local
Тобто,
citizens would come to us.
як сказати правильніше, ми свого ворога знали.
We knew
Лице ми
our
не знали, але знали,
enemies.
хто з
We
ким
did
воює
not
і хто як
know
воює.
their faces. We
Особисто наші
have not
вороги,
seen our
вони
faces,
були в
but we
Славкурорті.
knew
Тобто у нас
that our personal
відбувалось
enemies are in
одного місяця.
Slavkurort.
Скажімо так, бойові дії за
And
дорогу
there
життя,
were,
так звану,
we
про яку
were
мало хто говорить, про
actually
яку я вам
fighting for
розповім,
the
звичайно,
road
чому
of
вам
life.
розповім.
No one
Ми
is
просто
talking about
зробили
that, I will
маневр,
tell you. We did
нестандартний, що
something
дозволив
non-standard,
окремим бійцям
and that
Національної
allowed
гвардії
some of the
війти,
soldiers of the
скажімо так,
National Guards to
на
enter
порядок майже швидше, ніж основні сили.
much
самої
faster than
Слов'янська.
main
Через те, що
forces
це
to
була
enter
наша територія,
Slovyansk, because
ми
that
її
was
дуже
our
добре знали,
territory, we
через те,
knew
що
it
ми
so
там
well,
проводили розвідку. І
because
так
we
вийшло,
did
що
scouting there,
за хвилин 15
and
ми
in
пройшли
15
дві барикади.
minutes we passed two
Скажімо, з
barricades
мінімальними пострілами, з
with
мінімальними цими. Ми
minimal
бачили,
shootings.
як, скажімо,
We
не
saw
всі здалися.
how not
Деякі, скажімо,
everyone
ДНРівці були зі
surrendered.
зброєю в руках,
Some
але бачучи
people from
той транспорт, на
Donetsk
якому ми
National
пересували, що ви зрозуміли, це не були бойові машини.
Donetsk
тому що
People's
немає
Republic,
бойових машин.
they were moving.
Це
We
були
did not
кого
have
особисті
any
машини,
military
кого були, скажімо,
vehicles. Some
орендовані
people
місцеві
had
жителі.
private
І
cars.
так вийшло,
We
що в центрі Слов'янська
rented some cars from
І до
local people.
будівлі СБУ,
And
де,
so,
скажімо, нами було піднято також прапор України.
we
тому
hoisted
знали
another
інформацію, що там
flag
мають
on the
бути
building of
заручники
the
в цих
security
підвальних
service.
приміщеннях, яких
So
не
we
було.
knew that
Скажу вам
we
наперед, що ми
believed that there
перевіряли.
could be hostages
Так вийшло, що ми за 15
there,
хвилин
but there were
заїхали
no
в центр
hostages.
міста
So in
Слов'янськ,
15 minutes we
не
came to the
зустрівши,
center of
скажімо
Slovyansk.
так, повноцінного
We have
опору,
not
десь
met
там
any
в нашу сторону, звичайно, були
opposition.
вистріли,
There were
вибухи,
some
але
shootings
такого
made,
потужного нічого не було.
but there was nothing powerful
І
against us.
от якось так воно навіть,
And this way,
навіть трошки як командир батальйону був
as a
збентежений.
commander of
і
battalion, I was
перезвонивши
much concerned, and I called
до, скажімо так, одного з наших батьків,
one of
секретаря
our
РНБО, ми
fathers,
сказали,
so
отак і
to
так
say,
батальйон
the
зайшов в
secretary
Слов'янськ,
of the
кругом нас нікого
National
немає.
Security and Defense Council. I
Згодом за
said that
півгодини
the
ми
battalion
зустріли
is in Slovyansk,
зведені
there's no
війська
one
з
around us.
95-ї, 25-ї
Then
РДВ
in
бригади.
20 minutes we
Просто ми отримали
the
наказ
other
їдьте,
troops came.
скажімо, в службу
We
безпеки,
got the
перевіряйте,
order
чи є
go to
заложники,
security
чи є
service, check whether
люди,
there are
які потребують
hostages there.
допомоги.
Maybe there are
І
people
за
who
наказом секретаря
require
так і зробили.
assistance, and
Пішли
we did it.
до приміщення
We
Служби
went
безпеки.
into the building
Перед
of
цим,
the
звичайно,
security
вже хвилин 15
service.
ми блукали, бо тому що ми
Before
Слов'янська
that,
не знали.
well, we did
І
not know
То
Slovyansk, and we
географічні,
were
скажімо так, об'єкти, які вони
looking
позмінювали.
for
Це
the
були барикади
buildings.
неймовірні, це
There
були
were some
розтяжки міни і
barricades,
подібне,
there
загородження.
were
Ми
all
добравшись до
these
Служби безпеки.
mines
Підняли
and
прапор над їхнім
fencing.
штабом.
We came to the security
І тим
service.
самим
We hoisted
показавши,
the
що
flag on the roof of
ось
their
ми тут,
headquarters.
і ось,
This way
скажімо
we
так, другий батальйон
demonstrated that we
заслуговує
are here,
на цю
and the
подію.
second battalion deserves
Якщо у
that.
вас буде, мені звичайно нам легше розказувати, якщо ви будете
It's
задавати запитання,
easier
тому що
to talk if you
неймовірно
ask
дуже
questions,
багато,
because
скажімо, спогадів є.
there are
і
so
ми
many
боїмося просто
recollections, memories. We are
пропустити.
afraid that we will miss
І
something,
особливо про когось пропустити з наших,
and that we
скажімо,
will
бійців.
miss to mention some of
Це
our
просто такі
servicemen.
неймовірні емоції. Навіть
These are unbelievable emotions, even here. Glory to Ukraine, glory to you, to heroes. Do you have any questions,
питання
colleagues?
загалом.
We have a question here.
У мене питання
My question is as follows. I'm Svetlana from Media City of Maidan. Yesterday, we heard the official statement that Maidan will be dissolved. And so my question to you, if you will get such an order to dissolve Maidan, whether you will fulfill it?
Ви знаєте, такі провокативні питання, що ми будемо робити.
No, this is a provocative
А що може людина робити, яка
question,
прийшла на
or
Майдан?
what we
Що
will
можуть
do.
робити люди, які вийшли з цього
will
Майдану? Що ви розуміли,
do
гвардія,
people
тим більше
who
національна, вона
passed,
зародилась на Майдані.
who survived
І
Maidan,
виганяти людей,
who
я думаю, що це
survived in
наші
Maidan.
провідники повинні вирішити. А ми лише
I believe
інструмент
that
виконання.
our
Зараз,
leaders have
наші
to
погляди зосереджені на
decide.
сході
We
України.
are the instrument,
Наші, скажімо
and
так,
now
зачистки Майданів, як
our
хочете
all our
провокативно
thoughts
питати, чи буде
are
батальйон піде.
in the
Я вам
east
не
of
знаю, що відповісти, тому що у нас є
Ukraine. This is
кожна
a
людина
provocative
індивідуальна, і
question to
кожен
us,
буде вирішити
and
для себе.
each person, each serviceman in our battalion is an individual, and each will decide individually. You mentioned Semyonovka. And you mentioned that for 2 months you had been sieging Semyonovka.
Ви знаєте, напевно, ці оборонні редути
Well,
Семеновки, вони ще довго існуються.
the
Щоб ви розуміли,
defense constructions around
часів Другої світової
Semyonovka would stay in our memory for a long time. As far as I remember from my historic education, it seems to me that in Semyonovka, from the times of the Second World War, there were remnants of ramparts of the military enforcement constructions, and they used the reinforced fire points constructed by the Nazis, so they added more concrete there of 1 meter thick. Then they brought machine guns there, and that plate, that reinforced plate, was movable. And when our artillery started to respond to that shouts, they moved that concrete plates and stayed undamaged. And when we finally conquered that and occupied that reinforced territory, we found that it was unbelievable. It was extremely reinforced fortress. TSN 1+1 channel. I would like to ask a question about Maidan. What is your attitude to the fact that there are still people in Maidan? Mr. Avakov mentioned that when the real Maidan participants came back after ATO operation, they will show you about what is proper or improper in these hard times. Actually, responding to your question, I should state that we had been staying in the information blockade for a long period of time because there is no internet, no information in the ATO area. And as for people who stayed in Maidan, of course, we are not very happy about those people who do not participate in the fight against the conquerors in the Ukrainian territory. And of course, we are not very happy with this fact. But as far as I know, there are some people who try to make pressure upon powers, upon authorities, when authorities make inadequate actions. So we should sweep up the country, and let the tents stay in Maidan. Let us make them better. No, have you visited Maidan after you coming back? Who are in Maidan now? I don't know who are those people. We were in Slovyansk. I personally represent the 800. And my question to Mr. Tiron, my colleagues from ICTV made the TV story, and they showed how National Guardsmen from the 2nd Battalion participated in prison. Yeah, I know about this story. By the way, it was rather interesting. It was issued and broadcast when the active phase of ATO was started, and when we managed to get
От виходять такі передачі.
considerable success in fight. And in this very moment, this story was broadcast. I believe that there will be evidences found, there will be facts established, and our lawyers currently work on this case, and they try to restore the honor of the officer and the honor of the platoon. Cannot hear the question. She's not speaking to the microphone. I'm not only one person who participated in the operations in Iraq. I have my servicemen who participated in the Afghanistan operations, and this is not only one example. We call those people the Afghan people. They train our younger colleagues and show them how to behave in combat situation.
Ні. Нових нагород, які ви маєте під розумінням міста Слов'янськ і АТО.
There are no new awards for the conquest of Slovyansk.
Хто? Хто пообіцяв, скажіть?
And who mentioned? There was information in media. No, I do not have any information on this issue.
Боєць мого батальйону не нагороджений. Про те, що розмови,
No one
будуть
serviceman from my battalion was awarded with any special awards for the operation in Slovyansk. Could you describe more about the path of life, the way of the road of life in Slovyansk?
Третій блокпост, третій А.
The third A checkpoint is in 2 kilometers from Slovyansk.
Навіть правильніше сказати 1700, тому що 300 метрів довжини Москви.
And this is a small settlement, Slavkurorta. And when separatists passed across that settlement, actually it was resort settlement. This was the neutral territory, so to say. This is the very straight road between 2 checkpoints, and there was an ambush of separatists between 2 checkpoints. So we could not allow terrorists to interfere and to close the connection between 2 checkpoints, and the Cossacks of the Don forces, Don Cossack forces, and service terrorists from Vostok battalion tried to gain control over this road between 2 checkpoints. That's why for us it was extremely important to keep control over it, and we are very happy that we managed to keep control and to have our ambush and to allow only our scouts to go across that road. By the way, my comment, this is the banner of the Donetsk Republic, of so-called Donetsk Republic, which we removed from the Oblast administration building. Thank you for this open discussion and for answering our questions. Let's come back to Maidan. You put forward such an important requirements to Maidan, but actually Maidan consisted of people who stepped forward to protect their country. Why you do not comment what you will do to protect Maidan? We are not opposing or opposing Maidan, but who are in Maidan now? We do not know who are in Maidan now. We would like to see who are there now. Although my 100 also originated from Maidan, but now there is the war hanging, and actually they are using barricades against us. You cannot bring Kiev to order. Now we are protecting the interests of Ukraine like we were protecting them on Maidan.
Central Council of Maidan Hundreds. No one doubts your heroism. Livan, my name is Livan, from the International Department of the Central Council of Maidan, of Hundreds Maidan. No one doubts your heroism, and those who come with, who make some provocative reports, don't pay attention to that. You were heroes at Maidan time ago and now. Don't pay attention to these provocateurs. We are not heroes, we are common people. We do what we have to do. That is your duty, that's the duty of everyone. But the question is, now, when you are in Kiev, that coincided with the speech of the General Prosecutor Yarema about dissemination of Maidan, cleaning of Maidan. Is that accidental coincidence? And second question, from your battalion, 16 people want to join the Central Council of Maidan. Are these provocateurs? Can you comment on that? The first question, as far as I understand, why we came at the moment, at that moment? For you to understand, the person who has been for more than 1 month in the zone of battle, of warfare, has problems, and that happened according to our rotation. But the fact that Mr. Yarema came up with the statement, maybe the next day someone else will come with the statement, so shouldn't we come to Kiev? We cannot comment that. These are people who are our superiors, they are the leaders of the state. That's the coincidence. How can we comment on that? The guys are happy, they are on vacation with their families. Shouldn't they come to Kiev because Yarema came up with some statement? And the second question, could you please repeat it? 16 warriors? Okay, 16 warriors. I don't know. I've heard there is this Council of Maidan, but how to get there? What are the foundations? I don't know. How do people get there? We want to know what people are these. Are they from you? Are they from your battalion? Officially, I will inform you. Not a single warrior who introduces himself as the warrior of the 2nd Reserve Battalion of operative purpose cannot enter any or join any organization without the consent of the leadership of the battalion. If this person makes such a statement, that means that this person doesn't want to be part of the battalion. Army is beyond the politics. We are the army. Probably they have made this conclusion. I cannot say that these are my warriors. I don't know these people. I cannot give you any comments. How did you cooperate with local people? Is that true that the first one to enter were people from local population, were the locals? Well, basically, in our scouting platoon, we had many informers who were giving us intelligence on Slovyansk. I can tell you a lot of civil population, they were not supporting separatists, and they were working in close cooperation with us. We were happy to see when we entered Slovyansk, when the citizens of Slovyansk were coming out into the streets and they were crying. They were so happy that we are in Slovyansk. They had tears in their eyes. They could not say a single word. They were just crying, and they were thanking us for coming back. So irrespective of what's happening, looking at what's happening in Slovyansk, I believe everything was happening under some pressure, because many people in Slovyansk were with us. But there were, of course, such that supported separatists. But up to 30% maybe. The rest of the population who left, who do not support, I cannot say how many.
Ви знаєте, коли я зайшов, скажімо, зі зведеним підрозділом мого батальйону
When I came
в Слов'янськ,
to Slovyansk
привіз я на
with part of my battalion, mostly women were welcoming us, and one woman impressed.
з мішечка якоїсь,
She took out from some bag,
є печиво таке Марія.
you know, this the biscuit Maria.
І з нами хотіла поділитися.
She wanted to share, to give these 2 biscuits to
Каже, ви
us.
знаєте, ми
She said, you know, we're hungry here. They were very
В той момент,
hungry.
як в будівлях адміністрації ми знаходили
And at the same time, we could find sacks of sausages in the buildings of administration. But at that time, people were hungry. People were coming to us to
Я був
checkpoints.
свідком неодноразово. І це
And I saw that myself. There are photographs and videos. And we were giving them just a piece of bread so that they do not die. They looked like Slovyansk looked like Buchenwald for us. There were people who were supporting the independence from someone, from something. But the demonstrative thing for me is when people themselves started capturing these militants, and they were bringing them to us when we were in Slovyansk with proofs that they were killing Ukrainian soldiers. For me, that is probably the biggest sign that people do not support the separatists. If people were supporting separatists, they would have been hiding them. Thank you. You're heroes. And let's hope that Ukrainian flag will be hoisted over all the citizen settlements of Donbass. I also would like to add, I would like to tell you about heroic deeds of other guys, about non-official commander there who served in our battalion. After the battle, or before the battle for Yampil, one of the commanders of the tanks had the hand broken. He became the commander of the tank, and he led the attack. He, with his tank, was protecting the armored personnel carrier that was damaged, the guys who were inside the carrier, but he wanted to help them, but those guys died. One died in that machine. He, with his tank, with his armor of the tank,
танк. Сам міг загинути, але закривав
could
цю машину,
have
яка
been killed
самотньо
himself,
стояла.
but he was
без будь-якого
covering
прикриття.
that
Хочу вам
personnel
розказати-
carrier that was
Хотів би
there.
вам розказати
I also
про
would like to tell you
героїв 5-го блокпоста.
about the heroes of the 5th
Про
checkpoint,
стрільця-гранатометника,
about the
який
person who was
на
shooting
Г-17
from mortar
більше 4
launcher.
машин з терористами
He
підбив.
damaged more than
Про
4 cars with
різні
terrorists,
вчинки. Про
about
чин
many
героя, який
other
загинув на
deeds,
першому блокпості, коли в атаку
about
пішли
the
танки.
deed of one hero who was
Про чин
killed at the
командира роти
first
першої, який до
checkpoint,
останнього
the commander
боронив
of the
перший
first
блокпост.
platoon who was
Про якийсь чомусь
also
не
killed and was
піднімається взагалі
defending
питання,
the
що і як,
checkpoint, and
хто загинув і чому так сталося.
no one is now trying
Хочу
to
вам
find
розказати,
out why
хотів би вам
and
розказати про
who
розвідників, яких ви бачите.
perished. I would
Це
like
тільки
to
маленька
tell you
частина,
about
яку ми, скажімо,
scouts.
телебачення поставили, бо вони застали
We
публічну
sent
Та, які
only
ходили
some people are on
ходять.
TV. We are on
Тодішніх
TV
наших
now. We
воїнів
are
були
became public
слов'янські.
figures, but there are many scouts
як
who
бійці,
go into the rear.
другого блокпоста
The
йшли в атаку
soldiers of the
Слов'янськ,
second
на
checkpoint
нашому
were
танку,
attacking Slovyansk
якого було підбили,
in
який
our
горів,
tank, and the tank
вони
was on fire.
діставали воду з фляг,
But they would get water and would be pouring water on the fire in the engine just to get to Slovyansk. There are so many heroic deeds, no one's talking about them. They're talking only about some single cases. There are many cases like that. There are many documents, reports. If you're interested in that, I can tell you a lot about everyone. Of course, without names and last names.
Дякую.
Now, thank you. Thank you. Thank to all the heroes and give the best regards and gratitude from us to all of them. This is all for today.